Good morning, neighbors. It is Monday, January 19th, 2026, and you are listening to the Murphy Morning Show with Sara, coming to you from the heart of Murphy, North Carolina. Grab your coffee, settle in, and let us walk through what is happening around our mountains today. Let us start with local news right here in Cherokee County. Today is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and the community is gathering for the 32nd annual Martin Luther King Jr. Prayer Breakfast at the Texana Community Center in Murphy. The breakfast begins this morning at 8 o'clock, bringing together neighbors, churches, and local leaders for reflection, prayer, and a message around justice, unity, and service in our community. If you are headed that way, give yourself a little extra time for parking and be ready for a warm, welcoming crowd. Countywide, leaders are still talking about how last year was marked by federal activity, wildfires, and the resilience of local residents across Cherokee County and nearby Andrews. A recent local report highlighted how an intense fire destroyed one of 8 large chicken barns at the Andrews Valley Poultry Farm, drawing in fire departments from across the county and even standby assistance from neighboring states to contain the blaze. That story is part of a larger conversation around fire risk, emergency coordination, and how small rural communities like ours step up for each other in a crisis. Officials continue to use that incident as a learning experience for preparedness and response. There is also ongoing remembrance and support in Murphy for law enforcement, following the tragic death of Detention Officer Francisco Flattes last year, after a federal inmate escaped custody during a medical visit in the Peachtree community and later was recaptured following a multi-county chase. The community has been honoring Officer Flattes with vigils, social media tributes, and memorial segments from regional TV outlets, reflecting the deep respect many here feel for local officers and first responders. It is a sobering reminder of the risks they face every day and why so many neighbors are rallying around the officer's family. Regionally, Cherokee County officials continue their regular work on policy and public lands issues, including a county resolution opposing what they describe as an abuse of the federal Antiquities Act. While that may sound far from daily life, local leaders say they are watching closely how federal land designations could affect hunting, recreation, and economic activity in the mountains of western North Carolina. These conversations may shape long-term opportunities for tourism, forestry, and outdoor recreation that many families depend on. In nearby Andrews, town leaders have spent the past year tackling quality of life issues, including nuisance properties, river cleanup efforts, and improvements to local parks like Farabee Park. A long problematic property inside town limits was recently turned over to the Cherokee County Board of Education after years of complaints, a move officials hope will set an example for dealing with neglected properties. The town has also secured grant funding to upgrade park facilities and continues to focus on protecting the beauty and health of the Valley River through organized cleanups and environmental projects. Before we get to the weather, a quick favor to ask. If you enjoy starting your day with the Murphy Morning Show, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. And if you find value in this show, please share the channel with a friend, a neighbor, or a family member so they can stay connected to what is happening around Murphy too. Now let us talk about the weather for Murphy over the next 3 days. Today, Monday, expect a classic January mountain day, cool and crisp, with afternoon highs generally in the upper 40s to near 50 degrees, and morning temperatures down around the upper 20s to low 30s. Skies should lean partly to mostly cloudy at times, with only a slight chance of a passing light shower, so a jacket and maybe a light layer underneath will feel just right if you are heading out to events. Tonight, temperatures will drop back into the upper 20s, so watch for a little frost on the windshield early tomorrow. On Tuesday, plan for another cool day with highs again in the upper 40s to near 50 degrees and lows near the freezing mark. Clouds and sun will likely trade places through the day with just a low chance of any light precipitation, so it should be fine for errands, commuting, or an afternoon walk along the Riverwalk if you bundle up. The air will feel a bit damp and chilly, especially in the shade or near the water, so a hat and gloves will not be a bad idea if you are out for long. By Wednesday, we could see a slight uptick in moisture, with clouds becoming more prevalent and a better chance for some light rain showers moving through. Daytime highs should still hover in the upper 40s, while overnight lows remain near the low 30s, staying cold but not extreme for this time of year. If you have midweek travel plans, give yourself a little extra time in case roads are wet, but at this point, it looks more like a gray, drizzly winter day than a major weather maker. Let us move into some community events happening in and around Murphy. As mentioned earlier, the big event this morning is the 32nd annual Martin Luther King Jr. Prayer Breakfast at the Texana Community Center here in Murphy, starting at 8 o'clock. It is a chance to share a meal, hear inspiring words, and connect with neighbors across different backgrounds, all in the spirit of service and unity that Dr. King lived out. If you go, consider inviting a young person along so they can experience that message firsthand. Later this week, local youth and families can connect through the Cherokee on the Fly 4-H Club, which meets at the Extension Education Room next to the Cherokee County offices on Conaheta Street in Murphy. The club generally gathers on the first and third Thursday afternoons from about 3:30 until 5 o'clock, teaching fly tying and outdoor skills to kids in a safe, supervised setting. It is a great way for young people to learn patience, craftsmanship, and a love for our rivers and streams while building friendships. Looking just beyond Murphy, over in Blue Ridge, Georgia, January is packed with music, trivia, game nights, and line dancing at local breweries, wineries, and venues throughout the month. On various evenings, you will find live bands, open mic nights, and themed game nights such as trivia and singo, giving locals and visitors plenty of reasons to get out of the house, even when the weather is cool. If you decide to make the short drive, remember to plan for safe travel home, especially if you will be enjoying adult beverages, and keep an eye on the evening temperatures. In the broader Blue Ridge Mountains area, venues like local community theaters and wineries are also hosting special performances and tastings through January, including tribute shows and live acoustic sets. For folks in Murphy, these events can make for a fun day trip or date night, pairing a scenic drive with good music and small-town hospitality. Just check event details ahead of time for start times and ticket information, and give yourself extra travel time if the weather turns damp or foggy in the higher elevations. That is it for this Monday edition of the Murphy Morning Show. Thank you for spending part of your day with Sara and for caring about what is happening here in Murphy and our neighboring towns. Wishing you a peaceful Martin Luther King Jr. Day filled with reflection, kindness, and maybe a small act of service in our community. Take good care, have a warm and safe day, and be sure to tune in again tomorrow morning for more news, weather, and events from right here at home.